Good morning, it is 6 a.m. and we are in the Orkhon Valley of central Mongolia, heading towards a waterfall. It's a very iconic location to try and get some nice images this morning. Looks like it could be some good light, but this video really is about testing my new filter system. About a month ago, I got a new filter set up after using Lee filters for almost 3 years. I've now got sort of a half kit of Benro filters, which matches my tripod. So I'm really looking forward to just sharing with you guys the insights that I've gained on using these filters in the field here in Mongolia for the last 2 weeks. I've got some amazing images so far, and I figure it's time for a bit of a review. So if you like landscape photography and you're interested in different filter systems, or if you already use these Benro filters, I think you're gonna enjoy this video. And it all starts right now. Let's go. Alright, good morning. Here I've got the Canon EOS R and the 16-35. I keep a little rubber lens cap on there when I'm not shooting, so take that off, and I've already got the Benro 82mm ring on the front of the 16-35. So what I've got here is the case, and in this case is the new Benro FH100M2. I've been using this for about a month, and full disclosure, they did send me this. Benro UK sent me this in the mail because I've been looking for a new filter system for a while. And yeah, this one looks pretty good. It gets good reviews. So they were like, do you want to test it out? And I said, yes, I do. So they sent it, which is great. So now that we've got the filter holder system on, I'm looking at my scene here. It's a beautiful waterfall, and this thing moves a lot. But what you can do is just twist this little piece here, and that stops that movement, which is really nice. Okay, let's continue. So what I want here is a 6-stop ND filter. This is the Master Series, really nice glass, and it comes in these sort of filter holders. Actually, it doesn't come in the filter holders. The filter holders come separately, and you have to insert it, which I must admit has been a bit of a pain in the ass. But we'll talk about that when I get into the more detailed review. Right now, I want to kind of catch this light to get an actual image to share with you. So I just slide the 6-stop ND in there, which is really easy. And then I want a 3-stop soft grad ND filter. So the 3-stop soft grad is also comes in one of these filter holders. I'm gonna try and slide that in right in front. It's a little tighter, the 100x150 filters. But now that I'm gonna set it up, I'm gonna get my photo and then jump back in the vlog to tell you a little bit more about this system. Admittingly, this is a relatively boring photo, so I think to try and make it a bit better and show you a different side of these filters, I'm gonna throw in a 10-stop in the front and maybe a 5-stop soft grad to see if we can get a little bit of movement in those high clouds. I don't think any color is gonna pop, but at least I'll be able to show you the difference between just the 6-stop and the 0.9 3-stop soft grad on this first image, and then something with a much longer exposure utilizing the 10-stop and the 5-stop soft grad. Good news, the 10-stop with the 5-stop soft grad is looking much better. Got some amazing cloud movement in the sky, and really gives that image something more, you know, gives it that wow factor, which is really nice to have that 10-stop so that I can get those super long exposures. So for those of you that are interested, my settings right now in the EOS R, I'm in bulb mode. I'm shooting 2.5 minutes at f11 and ISO 100, of course. And my frame is the same one that I saw as soon as I arrived this morning. Very simple shot. It's wide angle with a lot of the clouds to emphasize that movement. Once I'm done with this image, I might move around this area a little bit more and see if I can find another good composition. But really, I just wanted to show you, like on location in the field while I'm on assignment, how I can utilize these different filters. The idea is maybe I'll get a couple more images and then I'll take it back to the GER camp where we're staying and sit down and try and give you a better, proper review without, you know, this waterfall noise in the background. Quick break from our Benro filter review. If you don't know this man, his name is Brendan Van Son, Canadian travel photographer, and we are currently, well, I am currently on assignment working for him on a adventure tour, right? Sure. Yes. Where are we? We are in Mongolia! It is time to head back to the camp. That was actually a pretty good session. I didn't have very high hopes for it at the very beginning. And yeah, another example of why it's always good to go out to a location to shoot landscape photography, even if you think it's not going to be that great, because you never know what's going to happen. So that turned out really good, and I was able to use a lot of the filters. Now, if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen many of these videos before and you're here because of the Benro filters, I work as a travel videographer and a freelance photographer. I'm currently on assignment working with Brendan Van Son. He's hired me to come help him document an adventure photography tour in Mongolia. So it's my job to create cinematic B-roll footage for him that he can use on his channel and his vlogs. So go and check out his channel if you haven't already. It's also my job to help sort of co-lead the tour. I worked as an adventure tour leader for 3 years in South America and have been working with Brendan Van Son and Thomas Heaton for a number of years now, helping them sort of organize and run these trips. So very, very lucky to have this position and happy to be here, because this is the best job for me. Even though I still work as a freelance videographer for clients and for hotels and destinations, I very much like being on the road and sharing these experiences with you. So if you are new to the channel, go and check out some of the other videos from Mongolia, because we have had a hell of an adventure here. It's been absolutely fantastic. Some incredible images and landscapes and footage. And yeah, all of that is here on the channel, so go check it out. Now let's get back to camp. I'll sit down and dig into a bit more detail on this filter system with Benro and the pros and cons from somebody like me who uses it in the field for work. We're back in the GER here in central Mongolia, and I've got 3 systems laid out on the table here. It's a really good location to kind of go through them, to share with you the pros and cons of all 3 and why I have all 3 really. So these are 2 Lee systems. Lee is from the UK. I'm sure you've heard of them. It's a very popular filter setup for landscape photographers. So this is the one that I used for almost 3 years. It's a classic foundation kit. Most people probably have this. I think it's like a hard plastic with titanium rings, and it's just got that really simple release to pop out the rings, and then you put the filters into the front here, and any 100 by 150 filter, 100 millimeters, will fit in there no problem, and you can tighten them up or loosen them, and you can usually fit at least 2 or 3 filters onto the front. That's the old one. Brendan's got the newer one. This is a carbon fiber, also from Lee. Very, very similar. It's got a little lock on it, but you can just sort of pop the rings in and out of that. And this also can hold a polarizer on the front. Very, very light and easy to use. And again, the 100 millimeter filters just slide right in there. You don't need any other casing for them. So that's really nice, actually. I must admit, I very much like that. And then here I've got the Benro setup that I've been filming with and using this morning. So this is what Benro UK sent me in the mail, which is awesome. Thank you very much for that. However, I must admit that my very first impression was it's pretty big and bulky. I traveled carry-on. I've been traveling carry-on for 2 years. I'm a full-time traveler and I live nomadically, so I'm kind of a minimalist. I really don't have a lot of stuff, and the things that I do have are compact and they all have their uses. So this obviously is very useful for my job. However, it's not very compact. So right off the bat, I feel like it could be like a smaller fit. So in the front here, we've got the FH100M2, which is the foundation kit that I've been using, and it's really well built. My first impression of this is I think maybe some sort of magnesium or titanium, extremely well built. However, it's a little bit finicky because you've got a moving part here on the inside that you can rotate from the back that actually has the screw-in polarizer. So it feels really well built, but then you've got, you hear that? Just moves, which kind of makes it jiggle around and stuff. But other than that, it's a really nice piece of kit. So in the front here, I've got the polarizer, and the polarizer is quite small. It's really, really thin. And this just screws on to the front of the foundation kit. And to be honest with you, I haven't used it yet because it's really, really fragile. Like first of all, it's not very easy to get it threaded in. And then once you've got it threaded in, you can only rotate it from the back. So if you've got filters on the front of that, and you don't want to use your polarizer anymore, you have to take all the filters off and then like slowly loosen the threads of the polarizer. So funny enough, you know, I work in the field, I use these things all the time, and I haven't even used the polarizer yet because of that fact. So I'm gonna try and get through this relatively quickly because there is a lot to talk about, but I don't want this vlog to go on forever. So once you actually open the pouch here, these are where all the filters I've got are stored, and I'll just take them all out to make it easier to show you. So these are the filters that I've got. Now it looks like a big sandwich because the filters actually come in these felt pouches, these guys right here, and these felt pouches are really nice. They hold the filters really well and keep them nice and clean. However, the filter, when you use it, needs to go into a filter case, and these are sort of like frames that Benro provides for their ND filters and their soft grad filters and hard grad filters. And the frames I like, but you know, it's just one extra step of actually having to put the filter into the frame. And it's not that it's hard, it just sort of, you know, it's not like you can just slide the filter into the foundation kit like you can with the leaf filter foundation kits. You have to put it into this frame and then slide it into the foundation kit, which itself isn't very good, you know, like it's hard to get. And then once you've got it, you're like, okay, I've got it, but it's not like it just happens right away. So I must admit, it's not like the fastest method, which can be kind of annoying. And then on top of that, once you've got the filter in the frame, you can't then fit it back into the felt pouch because the frame is too big. So I don't really want to take these filters out of the frames once they're in there, because then I have to do it all the time, right? Take them in, put them back in, blah, blah, blah. So I just been keeping them out of the felt pouches and then using the felt pouches to separate them all. So it's just sort of silly. Like honestly, I'd rather keep them in the felt pouches and then just slide them into the foundation kit, which I might end up doing because these filters fit into the Lee foundation kit because they're the same 100mm size. So yeah, we'll see. The one thing that's really good about these frames is that once you have the frame in, especially the bigger frames for the soft grad and hard grad filters, you can use this little toggle on the back. I don't know if you can see it here. It's like a little dial to find where the filter is, and then you can use the dial to bring up the filter or back down, and that is super handy, especially when you've got 3 filters in this foundation kit. You can just jump from one to the other and then move them up and down, which I really, really like. So that's actually really cool, and that's what I believe the frames are for. Also probably for light leaking. I think that Benro wanted to avoid light leaks, which doesn't really happen that much. I mean, maybe with refracted light or reflections, but I mean, I've been using filters for landscape photography for 3 years, and I get very, very little like light leaks or flares, you know, so I believe that's why they wanted to make the frames. But anyway, it's more of like, ease of use and convenience in the field in different weather conditions. You know, we shoot in Iceland, Patagonia, Nepal, here in Mongolia. It's not like an easy environment to shoot landscape photography. So it's going to be raining, you're going to have mist, you're going to have wind, and you want to just make it as quick and easy as possible. And I feel like they're almost there with this system, but it's not as easy as the Lee. So that's my honest, truthful opinion. And yeah, I mean, let me know what you think, really. The filters are great, the glass is really good, the image quality is great, so that's all really good. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments if you have these filters or if you have the Lee system. And I'm gonna cut myself off because it's already getting really long. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. It's the last one from here in Mongolia. Next up is Bali. We're running our first ever video and photo retreat, and then another photography workshop in Bali, and then one in Nepal in the Annapurna circuit, which is going to be amazing. So we will see you there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video, and I will see you on the next one.